Imagine a world where twilight stretches into eternity, a realm where the familiar contours of reality blur into a landscape of shadow and light. Picture yourself wandering along a deserted boulevard at dusk, the sky a shifting canvas of violet and indigo. In the distance, the faint hum of a city fades into silence, and you feel the pulse of something ancient stirring within you. Here, at the edge of what you know, an unsettling question beckons. What if the power to remain unshaken does not lie in controlling the outer world, but in mastering the inner storms that swirl relentlessly within your mind? In this suspended moment, the familiar becomes the unfamiliar. You recall how, throughout your life, you've sought refuge in the predictable rhythms of routine, convinced that a stable external environment would shelter you from the chaos of your inner landscape. Yet as you stand under a sky scattered with the fading glow of day, you realize that every experience, joyful or painful, echoes in the hidden corridors of your psyche. What if the fortress you've built around yourself is nothing more than an illusion, a delicate structure that crumbles with the slightest tremor of self-doubt? Can the deep well of your inner world, with all its untapped reservoirs of strength and vulnerability, be the true source of resilience? Your heart races as you ponder this paradox. The very vulnerabilities you've long hidden might be the keys to a profound liberation. Consider the possibility that the relentless cycles of fear and despair, the unbidden memories that shadow your every step, are not curses but signposts on the road to a more authentic existence. Have you ever wondered why, despite your best efforts to shield yourself from the harsh winds of fate, you find your inner core trembling in the face of adversity? Perhaps beneath the veneer of everyday stability, there lies an uncharted territory, a realm where the ancient forces of your subconscious wage a quiet revolution against the dictates of modern life. As you continue your solitary walk, the environment around you transforms into a metaphor for the inner journey. The dimly lit street, with its flickering lamps and encroaching darkness, mirrors the labyrinthine pathways of your thoughts. Each step you take is laden with the weight of unasked questions. What if true power lies not in avoiding pain, but in embracing it as a catalyst for growth? How can you harness the raw energy of your emotional storms to forge a path toward inner invincibility? In this eerie silence, every rustle of the wind seems to whisper that your deepest scars are not wounds to be hidden, but maps to your most potent self. The night air grows colder, and a shiver runs down your spine, not from the chill, but from the stirring of a realization too profound to ignore. In this transient moment between day and night, you sense that your past beliefs, your long-held fears, and even your habitual defenses are but stories your mind has constructed. They are narratives meant to shield you, yet they also confine you within a narrow view of what is possible. Is it conceivable, then, that by daring to question these internal scripts, you could unlock a reservoir of inner strength so formidable that nothing, no external calamity, no human influence could ever shake your core again? With every step, the dichotomy between fragility and fortitude blurs. The night, vast and inscrutable, becomes the stage for an intimate drama between the self you know and the self you might yet become. In the silence of that nocturnal interlude, you begin to wonder if the answer to your deepest existential queries is not found by conquering the world outside, but by confronting the tumult within. And as the first hints of dawn begin to edge the horizon, you feel a stirring of hope, a promise that the journey inward may one day lead you to a state of being impervious to the capricious whims of fate. This is the threshold of an inner revolution, a challenge to unravel the intricate tapestry of your mind and rediscover the resilient spirit that lies dormant beneath layers of conditioned responses. As you stand at the brink of this profound transformation, the question remains: are you ready to step into the uncharted depths of your own soul, where every shadow hides the potential for illumination? Beneath the calm surface of your everyday existence lies a hidden turbulence, a labyrinth of deep-seated beliefs and unacknowledged fears that shape your every response. As you begin to peel away the layers of your conditioned self, you uncover a paradox. The very elements meant to shield you from pain are the ones that bind you in an endless cycle of limitation and despair. Have you ever wondered why, even when you try to escape your past or outsmart your instincts, you find yourself trapped in familiar patterns of thought and behavior? This is the hidden problem, the unseen force rooted in the depths of your psyche. Drawing from the wisdom of thinkers like Carl Jung, you might begin to see that these patterns are not arbitrary. They are the echoes of ancient archetypes that have been etched into your soul over millennia. Jung's concept of the shadow, the repressed, unexplored side of our personality, suggests that the fears and insecurities you shy away from are, in fact, the very keys to unlocking a more integrated, resilient self. They are the fragments of a once vibrant whole that have been splintered by trauma and neglect, yet still hold the potential for profound transformation. Philosophers such as Friedrich Nietzsche and Arthur Schopenhauer have long argued that suffering is an intrinsic part of the human condition. Nietzsche's notion of amor fati challenges you to not only accept your fate, but to love it, transforming every setback into a stepping stone towards self-realization. In the same vein, Schopenhauer reminds you that the world is driven by a ceaseless will, a force that can lead to both remarkable creation and devastating despair. This duality is at the heart of your internal struggle, the interplay between the light of conscious thought and the dark undercurrents of the unconscious mind. In more recent times, thinkers like Viktor Frankl have explored how meaning can emerge from suffering. His observations suggest that even in the bleakest moments, there is an opportunity to transcend the limitations imposed by past wounds. Yet these philosophical insights are not mere abstract musings. They have practical implications for your daily life. They reveal that the habitual ways you react to the world are not fixed traits, but rather dynamic processes that can be reshaped with awareness and deliberate effort. As you confront these hidden forces within, you begin to question the very foundation of your identity. Who are you, if not the sum of your memories, your beliefs, and the stories you tell yourself about who you are? This inquiry, fraught with both terror and possibility, lays the groundwork for a radical shift in perspective. The problem is not simply a matter of external circumstances, but a deeply ingrained narrative that has long dictated your actions and emotions. Recognizing this is the first step toward reclaiming the power to redefine your own reality, inviting you to venture even deeper into the recesses of your mind. As you confront these hidden forces within, you begin to question the very foundation of your identity. Who are you, if not the sum of your memories, your beliefs, and the stories you tell yourself about who you are? This inquiry, fraught with both terror and possibility, lays the groundwork for a radical shift in perspective. The problem is not simply a matter of external circumstances, but a deeply ingrained narrative that has long dictated your actions and emotions. Recognizing this is the first step toward reclaiming the power to redefine your own reality, inviting you to venture even deeper into the recesses of your mind. As you delve deeper into the labyrinth of your inner world, you begin to notice how these hidden forces ripple outward, silently sculpting both your personal and collective reality. It is as if an invisible hand is rearranging the furniture of your mind, pushing you toward patterns you scarcely recognize, yet cannot escape. Every decision you make, every fleeting thought, is steeped in the unconscious echoes of past experiences and cultural imprints that have long been seared into your psyche. Consider how subtle biases and ingrained beliefs shape your perception of the world without your conscious consent. The mind, that remarkable but often misunderstood machine, is wired to favor the familiar, to cling to routines even when they no longer serve you. Neurological studies have shown that when confronted with uncertainty, the brain resorts to habitual responses as a form of self-preservation. This process, although seemingly benign, locks you into a feedback loop where each reaction reinforces the next, making it increasingly difficult to break free from your own scripted narrative. In the interplay between your internal state and external stimuli, you may notice a peculiar phenomenon: the distortion of reality. The cultural conditioning that saturates your environment, messages from media, societal norms, and even the silent expectations of those around you, acts as a filter, coloring your perceptions and interactions. This cognitive bias is not merely an abstract concept. It manifests in everyday decisions, from the way you interpret a passing comment to how you anticipate outcomes in uncertain situations. Each of these moments becomes a microcosm of a larger, unseen dynamic that relentlessly shapes your behavior. The consequences of this subtle manipulation are profound. On a personal level, the repetition of automatic thoughts and responses can lead to a self-fulfilling prophecy where fear and anxiety build upon themselves, creating a cascade of stress that permeates every facet of your life. You might find that opportunities pass you by, not because they were inherently unattainable, but because your mind was preoccupied with defending against an ever-looming threat. It is as if your inner world has set a trap, where the anticipation of loss or failure blinds you to the possibilities of growth and renewal. On a broader scale, these unseen dynamics contribute to a collective inertia that hinders societal progress. When groups of people are caught in the grip of shared cultural narratives steeped in distrust, division, or fatalism, their ability to innovate or empathize is stifled. The weight of centuries-old conditioning can seem insurmountable, yet its influence is subtle, operating through the quiet reinforcement of what is deemed normal. In this light, every personal breakthrough is not only an individual victory, but a small act of rebellion against an invisible, pervasive force. As you stand at the intersection of understanding and awakening, you cannot help but feel the urgency of dismantling these covert patterns. The consequences of inaction are as clear as they are ominous. A life perpetually driven by forces beyond your control, where every choice feels predetermined. And so, the question remains: can you forge a path to freedom by reclaiming the reins of your inner narrative? Or will the unseen forces continue to steer you toward a fate unchosen? Imagine a spark igniting within your soul, as if a dormant ember were fanned into a blazing flame by a sudden, undeniable insight. You are not destined to remain captive to the automatic rhythms of your past. This is your moment of rebellion, not a violent uprising against the external world, but a transformative insurrection within your own being. Here, you stand at the precipice of a radical shift, poised to challenge every internal narrative that has long dictated your responses. Envision historical figures who, in the face of overwhelming despair and conformity, dared to break the chains of their conditioned minds. They did not await salvation from outside forces. Instead, they embarked on a journey of self-liberation, reshaping their inner landscapes with fierce determination. In the same spirit, you are called to defy the old scripts that no longer serve you, to question the entrenched beliefs that have silently orchestrated your every thought and action. Your first act of defiance begins with a simple yet revolutionary decision: to confront your inner critic head-on. Instead of succumbing to the automatic self-limiting narratives that have defined your past, challenge them with bold curiosity. Ask yourself, what if the very fear that haunts me is a herald of the untapped strength waiting to be unleashed? This question, as paradoxical as it may seem, is the cornerstone of your rebellion. A declaration that the boundaries of your identity are not fixed but malleable, waiting to be reshaped by your will. Reclaiming control is a process of deliberate, daily acts of resistance. It is found in the quiet moments when you choose awareness over autopilot, when you pause and observe the patterns of your mind rather than letting them dictate your every move. Embrace practices that disrupt the old cycles. Pause before reacting. Take a deep, centering breath when anxiety rises, and allow yourself the space to choose a response that aligns with your emerging truth. Reflect on the courage of visionaries like Viktor Frankl, who discovered meaning amid the bleakest despair, and remember that every small act of conscious rebellion contributes to a larger metamorphosis. As you continue this internal revolution, you begin to witness the transformative power of choice. Each moment becomes a battleground where you assert your autonomy against the inertia of the past. With every act of defiance, the heavy cloak of conditioned limitations gradually lifts, revealing a new narrative, one in which you are the master architect of your destiny. A narrative built on authenticity, strength, and an unyielding commitment to personal transformation. In this rebellion, the only mandate is your unwavering dedication to change. With every conscious choice, you step closer to a life where no external force, no matter how overwhelming, can ever shake the fortress of your inner resolve. In the quiet aftermath of your inner revolution, a startling clarity emerges, an ultimate truth that redefines every shard of your existence. Imagine standing before an immense, uncharted expanse where the boundaries between self and universe dissolve, revealing a startling panorama of interconnectedness and possibility. Here, the final realization dawns. Your true power is not confined to the control of external circumstances, but resides within the depths of your ever-evolving consciousness. As you gaze into the mirror of your soul, you begin to see that the struggles and scars that once defined you are not markers of defeat, but rather signposts of a profound inner journey. Every challenge, every moment of despair, has been a necessary precursor to this awakening. Ask yourself, what if the very trials that once threatened to shatter your spirit were, in fact, the catalysts for forging an unassailable core? This revelation is not a fleeting epiphany, but a transformative shift in perception, urging you to view every experience as an essential thread in the rich tapestry of your life. The ultimate truth unfurls like a scroll, inscribed with the wisdom of ages. To be truly unshakable, you must embrace the totality of your being, both the light and the shadow. It is here, in the delicate balance between joy and sorrow, that you discover an indomitable strength. Your past is not a chain that binds you, but the foundation upon which you can build a future defined by resilience and authenticity. The same energy that once fueled your fears now pulses as the lifeblood of your courage. Does this not compel you to reconsider every limitation you have ever accepted as unchangeable? In this luminous moment, you recognize that the ultimate liberation lies in surrendering to the vast mystery of existence. By relinquishing the desperate need for certainty, you unlock a freedom that transcends logic and expectation. This surrender is not a defeat, but a deliberate choice to trust in the unfolding of life, to see beauty in the unpredictable, and to find meaning in the chaos. It is a radical act of love for yourself, a declaration that you are enough in every fragment of your being. Now, standing at the confluence of past struggles and future promise, you are invited to reimagine your identity. No longer are you merely a product of conditioned responses or past pain. You are the conscious architect of your destiny. Every thought, every choice, is an opportunity to craft a reality where nothing, no external force, no fleeting circumstance, can ever unsettle the steadfast sanctuary of your inner spirit. In the silent echo of this revelation, you feel an undeniable call to action. The journey ahead is one of continuous discovery, of embracing the full spectrum of human experience with open arms and an unburdened heart. And as you step forward into this new paradigm, you carry with you the luminous truth that the power to remain unshakable has always resided within you.